Hello there, fellow sojourners, and welcome back to another edition of Appropriate in the Culture. On today's episode, we examine the controversy and fallout of the Dedham Massachusetts Library Christmas tree display. I'm Pastor Shane, and I'll be a Who from Whoville today as we appropriate some culture. You know, it's not every day that people are cartoonishly villainous, but a Massachusetts lady on a human rights commission gave the grouch on Mount Crumpet a run for his money. All the noise began when Lisa Desmond, a library manager, lamented on Facebook that the municipalities had decided not to put up a Christmas tree. She posted, "I have never posted a negative post on Facebook, that is, until now. I found out today that my beautiful library will not have its Christmas tree this year. Zero explanation. When I asked, I was told people were made uncomfortable last year looking at it. I'm sorry, what? In my 28 years at the Dedham Public Library, I have never heard a negative comment. We have celebrated and included everyone in our community." That post apparently generated some blowback and consternation with the town, including from Diane Loud, who served on the town's Human Rights Commission and wrote to Lisa Desmond saying, "You are too cowardly to have an actual conversation and interaction, so you do what you have done time and again. Sent in the unhinged goons who don't even have a connection to Dedham, but who have an avid connection to hatred and bigotry. Then you'll sit back and pretend innocence and surprise, even though you knew well what you were doing. I know there's no way to survive whatever sanctions you'll ask the select board to put on my participation in commissions that actually try to make people's lives better, so I might as well go for it. Lisa Desmond, you. You knew what you were doing. You spent days batting aside the people who asked you to ratchet this back. Everyone will tell you I'm the most inclusive person ever." I doubt that's a direct quote, even though you put it in quotation marks for some reason. Someone said to you, quote, "Everyone will tell you I'm the most inclusive person ever?" If so, then the "I'm" in that quote would refer to the person who said it, and they would be the most inclusive person ever, not you. Or you're the one who said it, in which case you don't need to quote yourself. The entire post is your quote. And her quote continues, "Everyone will tell me that you are a selfish who does not care about anyone but herself. For a tree, for a mother tree, you have put people's lives in a lot of danger for a mother Christmas tree. Corsi, Rogan, Tully, McCormick, whoever the is behind this, maybe all of you, you're too cowardly to ever admit it directly anyhow, but it really doesn't matter. You are all the same and you are all worth nothing. You're trash. You are trash. I hope this is worth it. All I hope, the fact that you, who claim to believe in Christ and Christmas or whatever happy horse you're trying to hide behind, are the least gracious, most hateful, most disgusting trash in the world. Is this what you think your magic sky daddy wants? Where in the Bible was that again? In closing, I would like to add a final round of you pieces of trash. I hate each and every one of you, and I do wish great suffering on you. You are terrible, terrible people, and you did it all because you didn't get your way. You are despicable." Now, I have to admit this mostly just amuses me, but there are a couple of things that we should see from this. Number one, if your behavior resembles that of the Grinch before his heart grows, you might be the baddie. He, too, did not personally celebrate Christmas and was offended by the public celebrations of Christmas and so sought to remove it. And classical interpretation of the literature usually categorizes that as villainous. But not only does Diane Loud not see herself as the villain, she actually sees herself as virtuous, because her stealing of Christmas is altruistic, you see. She's not banning Christmas trees for herself. She's doing it on behalf of others, to be inclusive, to protect those who don't celebrate Christmas, so that we're not offending people. Now, there's a couple issues with that. The biggest issue being that nobody is actually offended by a Christmas tree in a library. If I were walking around in Dubai and I heard the Muslim call to prayer, I wouldn't go, "What? What? That's not my religion. That's not what I believe. I'm offended. My ears shouldn't have to hear that." No, I wouldn't do that because that would be insane. I wouldn't be offended by hearing that. I would recognize that I'm in a Muslim nation, and so I should expect to hear the calls to prayer in public. Likewise, if you're walking around in a nation that literally has Christmas as a national holiday, then you should expect to see some Christmas displays in public. I don't believe anyone is actually offended, and if you are offended by that, then you're mentally unhinged. And did you notice that little game that she played? For a tree? For a mother tree? You have put people's lives in a lot of danger for a mother Christmas tree? Right. It's just a tree. Why do you care about a tree? Who cares about a stupid tree? Well, you do, obviously. And you thought others would really care about it. That's why you tried to remove it. Also, I don't think that people's lives are in danger, but we'll keep a close eye on the body count. I'll make you a little bet that the body count this year will be under Die Hard, but if it's over, I'll owe you a Coke. But what's more is that this deep altruistic concern about offending is complete disingenuous nonsense, and we know that it's complete disingenuous nonsense because it's only ever selectively concerned about offense. Diane Loud wouldn't object if the public library put out pride flags in the month of June. I know this because they did. I checked. Here's the website highlighting it. Quote, "The Dedham Public Library is thrilled to celebrate Pride Month with our community." Now, as a Christian, I affirm the biblical teaching that homosexual behavior is sinful, and I, along with millions of Christians, Muslims, and Orthodox Jews, find these public celebrations of sinful lifestyles to be distasteful and deeply offensive. Oh, you don't care? That's because your claim that everyone will tell you I'm the most inclusive person ever is full of something, and it's not Christmas cheer. And as it turns out, Loud has a transgender child called Max. What a twist! And at the LGBT Pride event hosted by the town of Dedham, she told the Dispatch, "I think it's really important for everybody to be celebrated and feel affirmed." She then added, "In closing, I would like to add a final round of you pieces of trash. I hate each and every one of you, and I do wish great suffering on you." Diane, I think I'm going to get you a mirror for Christmas. Seems like you could use one. Now, in the end, after Diane's rant, she resigned from the Human Rights Commission, and the Christmas trees went up. So maybe you count that as a win, but I think this whole debacle demonstrates that a true pluralistic society may not be tenable. And the other side is as zealous, as religious, and dogmatic as anything in Christianity, which is why there's such a push to tear down our icons and erect their own idols in service to their pagan god. So pride flags go up, Christmas trees come down. That's not just a culture war, that's a religious war. All right, we'll stop there today. As usual, if you like what we're doing here, give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to our YouTube and now Rumble channel, follow me on Instagram, Locals, or Twitter, and I'll see you next week for more Appropriating the Culture.